Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman and Adventures with Rhiannon, Stardew Valley 1.5, Retired Slow Play, part number 42. We're going to take up where we left off, which is day 26 of summer in year number 2. And you can see our lovely new home here that we expanded, and Hello Kitty. And we got lots of decorating that we'll do later on, but for now, we have other priorities. Look at all them beautiful melons that are ready for harvesting. So we're gonna grab our tools to do our morning chores, which we always start off checking out all the animals, how they doing. Look at that shed. It's like, oh, I almost wanted to go in so bad. That's our first shed, and we're gonna be making a lot of changes and organizing and getting things a little bit better, more efficient. That's what I'm looking for. So we checked the pig. A pig is now worth 14,000. So you're not long for our farm, Piglet. And it'd be nice if you keep giving us truffles. That'd be great. Otherwise, whatever, dude. So it's becoming less and less necessary around the farm. So anyway, we're gonna. Whoops! I accidentally clicked. That's a door that keeps them all inside. So you can see we currently have 11. Animals in this deluxe coop, and you can have up to 12. So we've got one in the incubator, and we'll find out what that is. If y'all remember, if you watched last episode, you know what's coming. If you didn't, you're gonna have to wait. So anyway, we picked up all the eggs, and just doing a quick refill of the mayonnaise. Just gonna do regular old chicken eggs, and looking around going, hello everybody. So everybody gets loved. It's so much easier on rainy days because they're not wandering around in the fields there. And we're going to check here. This is where the tree is. I'm watching that apple tree up there and looking at our pretty new shed. And we, like I said, we're going to be making some changes here in this episode and the next one as well. We've got a lot of moving around to do, but we'll get it all done, and things will come around, and it will be, as I started to say, much more efficient than what it currently is, which is kind of scattered all over the place. And so anyway, just going to go ahead and harvest everything that's ready. And I just love the sound of the rain. It's so relaxing, and I wish we had a little bit more of it, but that's okay. No big deal. And was that one? Yeah, there was another one down there. It was kind of hidden by the corn. So we are on, by the way, I didn't mention it, we are on day 26. We've only got 2 more days left in the summer, and then we will be back into the fall. And so, oops, I missed one. Oh, I hate that. I hate seeing that. It's like, oh, how embarrassing. So that's okay. We're going to put these back. And the radishes, I had taken all the radishes that I had and put them in the seed maker. So, they're not something, to me, they're not something that I have to be working on. I mean, my number one crop is going to be melons. We will do other things, but that's going to be the main crop that we're going to grow the most of, because as you saw how much we were getting for the melon jellies, it's like, holy cow. Because I think I'm going to be moving things around, I decided not to refill those preserve jars, so that's why I put the melons back. It's like, okay, I don't want to fill them and have to lose them. I want to move them emptied, so that's why we did that. And so let's see what we're looking. Oh yeah, I did finally see that extra melon that I missed before, and go pop that in our chest. So we've got a pretty good stock of melons, and I don't think, well, the other ones may or may not make it before the 28th, so hopefully they will, and we won't have wasted anything. So I really hate to waste those seeds. They are so precious to us as we are starting to propagate them on our own. So I am making some more chests, so for our organizational purposes, and you'll just see how I like to organize my seeds, my crops, and forageable items. And I also was looking, I'm going to be putting some signs in front of the buildings as well. And the purpose of the signs is so that I know clearly what is inside when I walk by. I don't have to stop and think. I was also looking at lighting things, and currently we don't have any way, except for torches, to light these rooms. But that's okay. In the daytime, they're not dim. In the nighttime, they are dim if there's no light. So I usually put a chest in the front, and that's going to be the chest for the seeds. And after the seeds, and I'm kind of spacing them out. So it's going to be spring, summer, fall. It's going to have rows of chests, and the winter one is only going to have one chest because there's so little. Look at, did you see what just happened? A lightning struck, hit my cobblestone, and ended up in my pack. And if I hadn't been standing there, it would have, when next time I walked by there, it would have jumped in my pack. So here's the funny thing. I have not expanded my backpack yet. I don't have that third row. If I had nothing in my backpack, I would be able to take everything out of a chest and fill my backpack with it. Now, in this case, it doesn't particularly matter because what I'm doing is I'm selecting specifically spring things. In the spring chest of seeds, I also put the tree seeds and fertilizers. So again, that's just my own way of organizing. You can do it however you want. So we're going to open that chest up, and it's like, okay, what do I want to go in first? These fertilizers, I may end up dumping them because I just don't use them. I use the deluxe speed grow. The those random seeds that we've been collecting, we're not going to be using those. We're going to be saving them because they become a resource later on. And so I'll probably redo that 2 or 3 times. So we're going to just, that's what I'm doing now, is just completely reorganizing this room, which is going to end up being the, it's going to have seeds, the fruits and vegetables that we grew, and the forageables from all 4 seasons. If you want to move one and you mess up, like I didn't really, what I should have done is put them in the order of the seeds grown in forageables. So start with one and move it over here, and that's okay. That's how you move a chest, is you just hit it with an axe. So, and I'm probably going to end up moving these again a little bit, but I think that there's a way to move a full chest, and I'm going to look at that, and if it's possible, then I'm going to show that to you guys. Again, the first chest behind the seeds is all of the plants and fruits, vegetables that we can grow, not forageable. So again, spring seeds are forageable, and they even say it when you put your mouse on it, forageable. So we're going to pick our flowers and vegetables that we can grow and put those in that second chest back. That's what I was looking here, is like, how much more can I have in my pack? And I would love to do that upgrade, but we've got too many things that we need to spend money on, and that's not a top priority, because the only time I really would have needed it is right now. So it's not a problem in the mines, mostly because we're not going to the mines anymore. As you can see, I'm putting them in order of quality, and that's a necessity for me, because later on I don't even really look at the quality stars. I just look at the, I know that the first one on the left is going to be the lowest quality. So here's the colors I'm choosing to change for they went from brown to this beautiful, lovely light pink color. And so when I come in here, aside from the fact I know spring's on the left, I can see that pretty spring color. And they'll do summer color in the middle, which will probably be green of some color, and then the fall will be the natural color chests, which are brown. And then the winter one will be the same color that you see on the screen of the winter chest. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and bring in the rest of the items if I can fit them all. Again, these are all forageable items. I thought, okay, I can probably take all of these. Yes, I can. How about that? And that chest is now empty. I'm going to whack it, and it's in my backpack now that I can reuse it for organization. So lovely, lovely. I'm just so excited that we finally got to this point that we can start putting in our fruits and vegetables separated from the forageables. And that was kale. I have 1 kale. So we didn't buy new kale seeds, and I probably should have, because I'd only have literally 1 kale. So again, my forgeable, I decided to hack that chest and kind of keep track here. I don't want to make more chests than we need, but this is going to be the forgeable chest for spring. And our lovely forgeable items will be put in there in quality order. So, you know, next season we're going to end up with, I had sold so many of the plain ones or given them away. So you can see, there we go. So all of the spring stuff is now organized. So that is so cool. Now it's time to organize summer. And I'm trying to leave space so that I can walk both down the aisles and down the side, you know, walk in any direction without getting stuck. And I'm probably going to end up moving those. I thought of this later, but that's okay. There's new ways of moving chests, and I definitely want to try it. If it works, I'll show it to you guys, because that's something that's new. And those are fall, so I'm picking the seeds first. And I missed those. I always miss those tree seeds, those maple trees. So that's okay. We'll get them planted. And I knew I was going to need more chests, so I thought let's go ahead and make a couple more. I know I'm going to need quite a few more. I just don't want to overmake, so that's okay. And let's see, so I'm really working at using my mouse, and there's another lightning strike. Come on, I got lightning rods. Quit striking my stones here. So okay, here is our summer seeds, and we'll go with green on those chests and put those seeds away. And come back over. I do keep the tree seeds here, and there we go. Perfect. And let's go get our summer fruits and vegetables that we grew and can grow. It's like, uh-oh, that's a lot. So, plus there's a forgeables in here too, so those will get moved. So I'll have a whole lot of room, a little bit more, and I got enough for the berries, not for the radishes. So a number of trips, but that's okay, no problem. So to me this was very exciting. I love the final product when it's done at the end of the day. It just looks amazing and so ridiculously organized. So, all right, quality tomatoes and our beautiful melons and our lovely red cabbages. We don't have nearly enough of those. I'm probably going to end up buying the seeds next year. There's no way that I could take 7 red cabbages and make enough seeds for as many as I want to grow. Even if it doubles them, that's only 14, and I know I need more. I will need more than that. So, all right, spring, summer, done. Next up, fall. And our fall stuff, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not done. I thought I was done. It's like, okay, and hit the chest. Yep, it was empty, so I forgot I had the forgeable stuff. Oops, oopsie doops. And it's like, okay, where did they go? I stopped myself, it's been a while. So stop myself and put those things away. And fiddleheads are a forged item. As you recall, we were getting them from the super secret forest. So there we go, our sweet peas. So when I'm looking for things to give to people, and here's where I made a mistake. I think I'm going to end up changing that. I put that right in my walkway when I come in the door. So that's okay, no big deal. We will see if we can move everything over a little bit. And let's see, look for the fall seeds that go in our chest. And we've got only 3. So we are going to be buying, unless we've got a ton of fruits and vegetables in the fall, which I wasn't really looking. I think we're going to end up buying a bunch, but that's okay, no big deal. And I've got fiddlehead ferns in the wrong place. It's like, okay, don't forget. So, and there's the one, a winter one. Oops, sorry for my kitty yelling, as always. Very needy little guys. Be quiet, I'm working here. So you get to see a picture of my Jaker. That's my Jake. And he was needy at the moment. So he wasn't sitting on my keyboard, but he was sitting on the floor going, hey, pay attention to us. All right, we'll put the fall seeds away and go back down here to the, now I got the fiddlehead ferns in the right place. And the fall other 2 chests, there they go. Beautiful. And go get the rest of the fall stuff, which is way down here in front of the house. That was one of the first chests. That was like the second chest we made, I think. Not sure. So anyway, one thing that we're doing is also double checking these to make sure, like we saw there was fiddlehead ferns were in the wrong place. So we were able to pull those out and put them in the right place. So sometimes reorganizing does things like that. And it's the same thing in real life. You reorganize, it's like, oh my gosh, that's where that was, you know. So anyway, putting away our beautiful crops, and we'll get this all done. I've only got 2 artichokes, so you know, like I said, in the first couple of years, really 3 years, I'm trying to build up some stock of everything, and after that, after the 3rd year for sure, I'm focusing very much on just the things that I find to be the most profitable. So that is what we're gonna do. So for now, again, my growing area, as you see, I've kind of marked it off. That is going to change. But for now, I've kind of put the walkways around it because it keeps the weeds out. And when you're walking on a walkway, you're walking faster. And since I always forget, I've seen people use coffees and espressos, makes them walk a lot faster, and they're never without them. I never have done that, ever. I don't know why. So that's going to be our red chest. That's going to be the winter one for the, there's no crops that can be grown in the winter specifically, but there are forageable items. So the winter chest, as you recall, I put all the forageable items in it, but I also put all mushrooms and the things from the desert that we could get. So the cactus fruits and the coconuts go in there as well, because I don't want to do a single chest just for those few items, those few forageable items, and a separate chest for the mushrooms. It didn't make sense. It seemed like a better place to put those things. So again, those are just forageable items that you find in the winter time, and then mushrooms, which you can get forageable all around, and these red and purple mushrooms and the morels, those are rare items. They can be used for all kinds of things, but for now we are tucking them away. So let's get the rest of those things out of there, and then we can break that chest. And blink, there it goes. So that's okie doke. So look how many more chests we have, but look at the organization we have. So fantastic. I was very pleased that we were able to do that. Now you can expand this shed into a large shed, and I have always done that on my sheds, made them the largest that you can, but for this purpose of these items, I don't see the need. And by the way, these are fruits, and some of them are forageables, like the spice berries are forageables, sweet peas. See, we found those in a different location. So I'm going to split this out a little bit. I remember that I was thinking about this, and I've said this to you guys, that that chest had fruits in it, but it also had forageable stuff in it. And so we're going to reorganize that based on the season that supposedly you can forage these items. So that's why I got those switched. And then it's like, okay, let's go back and get some more. We had, again, this was a fruit chest, and fruits come from these particular fruits. There's some forageable ones, but there's also ones that come from the trees, like apple trees, cherry trees, peach trees, orange, apricot, pomegranate. Those are from trees. And so because I don't grow them, they can grow 3 different seasons if you grow them outside on your farm. They also can grow inside your greenhouse, which is the case that I usually do. I decided to split the fruits that we grow like that into their own chest. And wild plums are a forageable, and I'll probably end up switching those out. But the salmon berries, those are forageable too. So in my head, I'm going over them thinking I need to put the fruits that come from the trees that we're going to continue to propagate and grow. And there's my one little apple. Pretty sure that apple came from the bat cave, and I have never gotten another one since. And salmon berries are a spring forageable, so they get put in there, and that's fine. So again, that's how I segregate it in my own head is, you know, forageables have their own place because there's quite a few forageables. And boy, look at that beautiful ancient fruit. We have one so far. So very, very cool. That's going to be one of our biggest money makers right there. So you'll see. So there's the grapes going in the summer forageable. And I was debating here where to put that ancient fruit for safekeeping. It's like, where do I want to put that, you know? So I decided to go ahead and right for right now, put it right there. Eventually, the ancient fruits are going to be somewhere else. But for now, I know that it's fruit, so it can go there. And we're going to put these seed makers in here as well. And I saw no needs. Again, this is the perfect size for what I'm doing, so I probably won't spend the money to upgrade this shed to the larger one. I see absolutely no reason to. Again, I did before and it had all this open space. I thought, no, I've got to walk all the way down there, or I've got a big open space in the back. And you can decorate these sheds, which is kind of cool if you like to have things decorated. So one thing I had thought of is, again, you know, where am I going to put what? I'm kind of, you know, checking all the chests and reevaluating and where things are and if anything needs to go into that shed area. And really, that's all I use that particular shed for: seeds, fruits, vegetables, and forageables. And you can see that it's after 8 p.m., so it's dark now. And when you come in here, look how dark it is. So eventually, we're going to have light sources in here that light this up very well. For now, I knew I had one torch, so I thought I'd go ahead and put that in there. And as you can see, as I come on down, it's still lit in the back. But we'll put in lighting sources when we're able to make them ourselves. It will take a little bit of time for us to remember where things are because everything's in a different place. So I needed some hops for our kegs. So I had went back out and then I came back in. I thought, no, I need to come back and get those. So I was like back and forth, back and forth. But again, once I get my system down, once I get my routine down, once I get everything moved, then it's no big deal. Again, we're going to be doing more sheds. We'll be doing a shed for kegs and a shed for preserve jars. And the items that I'll be using, you'll see how I work those out. I had miscounted. It's like, okay, I don't need that, but I do need this. You'll see how I work those out so that it'll make sense. Trust me. So we've got a couple of ales that were ready. Well, I guess we had 3 ales that were ready, plus the batteries from the lightning storm that we had. So if we want to gather those, you want to get those as soon as you can. I've forgotten before and not gathered them, and so I want to make sure you pull those off, because if you don't, then you don't have room for more. So you can see that lightning just struck one of those that I just pulled up, so that's great. All right, what a very busy day we just had. It's 10 p.m. We have 19,000, almost 20,000 in gold, and we're going to get some much needed rest for the night. And we got 34.90 in gold, so really we didn't do that much. We just gathered a few things, so that's great, and that'll work for now. And that is going to take us to our day 27 of summer in year number 2. So we've only got today and tomorrow left in summer. And we've got 23,000. Our copper hoe is ready, and that's awesome because we're going to need it in 2 days. And we got some words here from Harvey. He's always so supportive and good suggestions. I just adore him. And it is raining again today. And we're going to grab our milk can, and I'm very excited to see that we've got a couple more melons ready. So I was kind of looking and seeing what was ready. So I was very happy about that. And let's see, since it's raining again today, we get no truffles from our very useless pig. Let's look at Piglet, where he's at now. And he's at 14,005. So he's becoming more and more valuable as a piggy bank here. And no pun totally intended. And let's see here if we're going to get milk from Nanny. No, not today. And I should have known that, because if they're showing the cheese from her, then I should have known. But, you know, whatever. That's goat cheese. And eventually we will have plenty of goat cheese. Goat cheese is very, very profitable. You'll see when right now we're just putting it in the shipping bin, but if we process it, holy moly, that's going to be a ways down the road. We don't have the money for that next thing, and we'll see it when it gets there. So run around, give everybody a little pet. Go too fast. I missed that. Look at all these eggs. We got 2 dinosaur eggs today, so fantastic. And plenty of other eggs. So all we gotta do is grab 3 eggs. And we got our 3 eggs. Today we're doing dinosaur eggs for the mayonnaise machine. Yay! So that's the highest value of mayonnaise that we have of all these creatures. And we're gonna go do that tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow. And look at that tree. Oh yeah, it's growing. It's getting there. It takes a while. Supposedly it takes 1 season. And I don't remember when I planted it. So I should have gone back and looked. But it should be ready. Should. All right, we're gathering our honey. We had a summer spangle growing there, so it gave us summer spangle honey. That's better than plain old honey price point. And we're going to dump all that in our shipping bin. Yes. We do need money. That's a good way to get it. Okay, it's a good way to get it. I feel like I work hard for my money. So that's a good thing. Saw some of our other corn down here that was ready. Again, it's going to take us a while to get used to our new shed, but that's okay. It'll make sense eventually. And grab those hops. All right. I was so grateful to see those melons that didn't go to waste. So they all grew in time. So that's fantastic. All right. Our summer chest, and there we go. We just pop everything in. All right. Got plenty of stuff to get us going, both for making preserves and for some seeds for next year. So I don't know that we'll have enough to make it. We'll probably have to buy them, but that's okay. And again, I'm double checking once again to make sure I haven't missed anything. And I think we're in pretty good shape. Oh, we have another battery. All right. And again, you probably notice it's raining again. And I don't know, it used to be that the rainy days, thunderstorms were on a set schedule, I think, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I think there's some randomization going on, but I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Again, I want to reiterate that I'm not an expert on all this stuff. It's just what I think. Now, I may have read something at some point, but it's just what I think. So what I thought I would do is, let's look at the sign. It takes wood to make sign, and we've got enough wood. You can see how much wood we've been using. It's like, holy moly, that's why I've been saving it. So I do want to make a sign to put on by the front door of the shed. And I have a reason for my madness. Because when you're walking, but first off, aesthetics. It's going to look nicer to have a sign to tell you what's inside. And that's the purpose of the signs, you know. And I have other things that I'm going to be doing here that you'll see. So this one, I want to put some steps there. They're kind of tricky. You can only put them right near you, but I wanted them both to the left and the right, and I want them to come out to match up with the front, with the walkway there. So doesn't that look nice? And then I'm going to take my sign and I'm going to put it, let's see, which side do we want it on? Can't put it on top of my own head. Like there, come on, where does it go? There. Now, I have 2 signs on this shed for a specific reason. So think about what is in this shed. Okay? There are fruits and vegetables and seeds, basically, right? So what I need to do is get a fruit that I want to symbolize the fruits that are in here, and I need to get a seed. You take those and you just click the sign with it. It doesn't use the seed or the fruit that you're using, and there we go. Seeds and fruits. Seeds and produce is really what I should say. And I get to put those away, and now I have signs. And you can change those signs anytime. There's 2 different types. You can make stone ones or the wood ones. For me and my rustic farm, I like the wood ones. So what I was doing is thinking about the walkways we're going to make now. And there are a lot of other things that we're going to be making. So we are going to be needing quite a bit more wood. We are going to be making more kegs, more preserve jars, signs, walkways. All those things need wood and stone. Preserve jars, you can see wood, stone, and coal. So we're going to be needing a lot more of all of that. And so we're going to be collecting a lot more of all of that. So I've got currently 17 pieces of the current walkways that we have. I realized that I had not picked up my hoe, and look, there's wormy thingies. It's like, no, I gotta go get it. And we'll say hi to Pam while we're here, working on our relationship with her and trying to make her one of our people that has 8 hearts. So let's go in and get our hoe. I missed it, and we needed it for our next season. So, you know, off season is a good time to upgrade. Winters are a good time to upgrade your tools as well. Last winter we needed our money for other things, so it was not a viable option. So I decided to do it right before the next planting season. Oh, mixed seeds, all right. We like the mixed seeds. Those will come in very, very handy later on. It does no good to hoe up this area that you see down here now, because in a day or two those places could be gone like that. You'll have spots. So it just doesn't, it's not a good use of your time to dig up the spaces. I had noticed that our preserve jars needed some things because we had taken them out and I had not refilled them because I wasn't 100% sure if we were going to move stuff yet. So I thought, well, there's 5 things and they should be able to make preserves before we need to move them, and it won't waste the stuff. And again, these melons are like, what are they, $5.50 or something each? So it, you know, we need the $5.50 each, and so it made sense to go ahead and put those in there for now. You can see my wood is going down and down, and it's like, whew. And at one point we had, you know, 2 very large stacks of wood, so we'll need more, and that's okay. There's plenty of wood out there. There's always plenty of wood out there. You just got to go get it. And I would never buy it. I know a lot of people want to save time and they buy wood, stone, coal, things like that. I'd rather wait and produce it myself. So let's go do just that. Let's go clean the farm up a little bit. This is a maple tree, and I could tap it, but you know, I thought, let me think about that for a little while. And look at all these beautiful syrups down here. We've got oak resin, which we need a lot of, maple syrup, pine tar. Those are all very important things, and it all depends on, you know, how you play and what you use and what things you want to produce on what you propagate. And oak resin is that's my number 1, so I will be planting a bunch of trees eventually. I keep talking about that, but I'm just not ready to do it yet. In the wintertime, they don't grow, they go dormant. So I didn't see I don't know. I may plant them in the fall so that they're ready in the springtime. But, you know, we'll see. For now, let's just chop them down, get them out of the way. My pretty oak resin. And so we're just doing some cleanup, and, you know, we get the resources. I knew that we needed hay for that silo. That was, I mean, it's rained for 2 days or 3 days, is it? So I thought, well, they probably have room for that if we want to cut some of this grass down. I was counting out my animals that I currently have in the present moment, and how much the silo space, each one holds 240 pieces of hay. So I divided it all down and looked at what I currently have. So I know that we're going to need one more silo for sure before the end of the year. And so we're going to get on that. That's not the next thing we'll do, but we will get to that before the end of this year, the second year. And so I'm kind of walking around looking at, like, you know, picking out trees and what's in my way. I'm going to be putting some more walkways around our area so that you can walk faster. So I'm just kind of chopping things out of the way as we go and looking at, you know, am I going to expand this? Am I going to expand that? Currently, I think that our fields that we have for our animals are as big as they need to be in the present moment. You can see that they don't even empty out one in an entire season. So I don't know that we'll be moving those any bigger. I don't know. I have to look at my blueprint. My blueprint is my 11-year farm that I have. If you go to my playlists, if you haven't, and I know I'm repeating myself to those you've listened, but those who haven't, if you go to my playlist and look at the game overviews and reviews, I don't remember exactly the name of the playlist. If you go there, there is a review of Stardew Valley. And in that review, I do show a screenshot of my 11-year farm, both inside the building and out. And that's kind of the way that I think I'm going to go again. I was reviewing this yesterday and saying, you know, do I want to make any significant changes to the buildings that I have? And I think the answer is no. Where they are, I like where they are. With the version 1.5 of Stardew Valley, we have the ability to move that greenhouse. And at least the way that I play and what I do, I don't want to move it. To me, it's in the perfect spot. I love coming out of where the barn and coop are and go directly into that greenhouse and check it for whatever's growing in there at any given time. So I don't think I'm going to move it. So I was just thinking about this area down here. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to put here. I think I'm going to move the silo. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year I'm going to move that silo. And I like to have a row of silos right in this little curved area. And the reason why I'm not chopping down the small trees, because I'm not ready to do another silo yet, I want those to grow into full-blown wood, because I think you get 25 pieces of wood with one tree, full tree, and if I chop the little ones down, I think I only get 2 or 4 pieces of wood or something like that. So it's a waste of resource to chop those little trees if you don't need the space right away, and I don't. I'm not ready to do silos at all. I've got more buildings. I want to try to go do 2 more buildings soon. Sheds is what I'm trying to say. And then after that, we should get those done soon. And then after that, before winter hits, we'll do at least one silo, one extra silo. You can see the cobblestones path. The cobblestone paths take 1 stone each, and because I had already knocked down some stones, I was able to create some more. And I'm going to be putting them along the ends and the sides, and there's a couple reasons for that. I don't want trees to grow here. And if I put these cobblestone paths down, then the trees can't grow there. Nothing can grow there. So I'm going to put them both along the bottoms and the side of our fenced in area, just for being able to walk faster down that way. So again, I'm kind of using my blueprint from before, and I like that setup. I'll change it probably a little bit. Again, we're not to the point where everything is exactly where it's going to stay. So that's okay to put some cobblestone down. Again, I'll change that all when I'm able to make a different kind. If you do look at the screenshot from my 11-year farm, you'll see the kind of walkways that I plan to put down and switch out eventually. So it's 9:20 and I'm putting away resources. You can see I've collected a few. I'm really glad I got that oak resin, but I'm not going to be able to do it in the fall. I was hoping to have plenty of oak resin for putting down our crops and to make, deluxe speed grow with the coral, but I just don't have enough, and it's very expensive to buy it, and I don't know that I want to deal with that. We seem to be doing okay. Next year, heck yeah, next year I probably won't plant a single plant without deluxe speed grow, because I will be, I don't know that it's springtime, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get some trees grown. So anyway, I had looked around here, thought, what am I going to do with this? I got this from a fishing expedition. Thought, I'll put it right there. Again, this is just throwing stuff on the wall just to give some decoration, because we're not even close to the point where I can afford to really decorate. We'll get there, though. It'll look really cool when I'm done. So trust me and stick around to see what we do. All right, mayonnaise, honey, cheese, and goat cheese. So that's all we had. You know, it's nothing spectacular, but that's not too shabby. That wasn't even any goods that we had pulled out of the jars and things. So, all right, 26,000, not too shabby. And let's see, finally got a non-rainy day. Oh, 10 o'clock tonight, the dance of the moonlight jellies. So we did go to that in the previous year, and so that was one that it's like super cool to see that first time, but I'm not thinking we'll go back. Sometimes we do go back because you can buy special seeds and other reasons. That one, I don't know. I think we might skip that one. So we'll see. Let's check out. How's Piglet doing? 14.9. You're becoming less and less. I'm sorry. You're becoming more and more of a piggy bank, little Piglet. And you did give us, looks like, a truffle, which he's standing on top of. I think there's a trail. There is a truffle there. I'll run around and say hello to everyone. And try again. I'm looking for animals and I'm looking for truffles that may be tucked away. I know I had seen one there. So let's go in here, and we forgot to milk our goat. I don't know if I figured this out or not, but let's pop this in the oil making machine, which makes, I don't know, what is 1,000 something for the truffle oil. A new chick, but it looks odd. Oh boy, we got a new chick. Now that name made perfectly good sense to me. When you see the chick, you'll see. It's a little tiny black, weird looking chick. And what that is, let me, if I click on it here, this is his name is Vader, and he came from that void egg. Remember that void egg? That happened because we had eggs in the coop, and a witch flew over the coop and sprinkled some magic dust on it and turned one of those eggs into a void egg. We put the void egg in the incubator and it gave us a void chick, and that's what that is. It's a void chicken. So we're going to hang on to it for a little while. I don't want to keep it forever, but we don't have any void eggs, and I only had the one, so I wanted to propagate it. And look at what we have here. All right, tree is growing. And hello there, ancient fruit. Yes, that's our second one. So we're going to hang on to those for a while. We need to propagate them, and we will. But for now, we're going to save them. This time we got a gray star one. So we got 2, and that's fine. So we got lots going on, but that's okay. You can see that we've got ale and some kind of preserves done. So we're going to put our things away. Pop our items into our shipping bin, just a couple things, but that dinosaur egg, oh yeah, love my dinosaurs. And look at all the things we can harvest. I want to make sure we get them. Today is the last day of summer. The corn will hang around. I'm not sure about the hops. I can't remember. I think those go away. But we want to harvest every single thing that we can and not leave anything behind, because the next day most of that is going to go away. So I'm thinking, okay, wait, I've got hops in my pack. Why should I go switch out? The answer is I should not. Now you're going to see a big jump here, and what happened was, I can't believe I did this. On this day that I was doing the recording, I had a lot of interruptions, including a couple of phone calls. At one point, I put my game on pause, and I forgot to unpause it. And then I did something else, and then I realized that I had not clicked back on, it's a long story, I had not clicked back on my recording screen properly. And so basically what you missed is that I filled the kegs and the preserve jars with the items, and the ones that I collected I put into the shipping bin, and then I grabbed my fishing pole and I came down here to fish, and I picked up a couple of forageable items along the way. So that's why it showed that I suddenly went from home to here. So I do apologize, and I thought there's no way for me to have gone back and fixed that without starting the day over entirely. And I do realize that there was one more thing that I did that was kind of big, and I'm so sorry you didn't see it. I went back up to visit Robin, and I had her build another shed. So that's why you can see my money. I had significantly more money than that, but I spent the money for her to build us another shed. So we have another shed building. So I do apologize about that. I don't think it's gonna hurt our relationship terribly, but am sorry that I had that technical difficulty. By the time I realized it, I had done all those things, and I didn't want to start the entire day over, so that I could re-record it. So I hope you'll forgive me that little mistake there. And we'll just keep on going and stay good friends. I couldn't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. But we got Robin building us our second shed. We are doing so good on money. And that's one reason why I'm fishing, because I know I needed another $15,000 for another shed. And I want to build it as soon as I can, so that we'll have a shed for kegs, a shed for preserve jars, and then our shed that you saw me do for the seeds. And those other ones those are probably going to be made into the larger sheds, because you can fit more preserve jars, more kegs in them, and eventually they will be full, as full as I like them. I've seen ways, people talk about the various layouts of how you can lay out to get the absolute most jars and kegs in there. It's like, I'll just do it my own way that I like. So I may not have the most, but they are pretty full. They will be pretty full. And keep in mind, here in the beginning, I'm gonna be running out of wood if I don't watch it. So anyway, I do apologize. I feel really bad about that, but I figured you would forgive me that one little mistake. Okay, I've made a few, but you'd forgive that mistake. And that's okay. It happens. I do my best. So right now we are fishing for dollars so that we can get our monies back up. So we'll see where we are at the end. At the end of this, and she's going to take a couple of days to get that shed finished, and it'll get there in time. Picking up the pikes and the breams tonight, it looks like, and fishing as long as I can so that I can take as much fish home as I got. Oh, I hate what I just did. Laid my finger on that mouse and accidentally click it. Between the creatures that are creaking and other sounds that I hear in the background, my finger twitches, and when it shouldn't. And I'm not really getting great fish. I'm getting some pike and breams. But I had gone up here, and I don't know what I had done up there. But when I came down this way, it's like, okay, I'm right here at this bridge. I'll just fish here. I don't think I fished off this bridge before. And then there's something that's perfect, and it's a gold star. Does anybody know why that happens? What effects it has for perfect? I don't know. I have no idea. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and just keep on fishing as long as we can and get as many fish as we can get, so we can get money. We are fishing for dollars. If we happen to get a chest along the way, that's all just great. I saw one and it had 4 pieces of wood in it. I thought, seriously? I get so excited of seeing a chest and you give me 4 pieces of wood. Yes, I need wood, but I get 4. Dance of the Moon Night Jellies is going on at the beach. By the way, I switched on there because I had no bait, and I don't even have a bobber on there. I thought, you know what? Let's put the wild bait that we have. Gives us the chance for 2 fish per hit, so we'll see if that helps. Since we're fishing for dollars, it kind of makes sense to use it, and that helped. We got 2 breams, so okay, we'll take that and see what else we can get with our special wild bait. I suppose I should use it more often. It doesn't affect the green bar at all. What the other bait that I use is you can catch fish faster. So, but wild bait, it does take quite a bit to make. Regular bait, it just takes bug meat. And I can't believe I have a cork bobber right there on my fishing bar. What's the matter with me? I guess I was tired. The wild bait, you can make it yourself, but it takes a lot more resources than the other bait. And I don't think that it's worth it. I was looking at it, and I thought, nah. I don't think I want to craft it. I'd rather, if I'm going to use my bug meat, I'd rather just make regular bait. And maybe that's silly. Maybe someone's done some magical mathematical formula to decide if it's worth it. For me, I don't worry about it. Especially since when I get to a point in the game, I don't fish anymore. Once I've got to the point where that my crops and my produce, my artisan goods are making money, this is not necessary. I'm spending more time doing other things. So, and then we do have some legendary fish that we need to catch for 100% perfection, and we'll get there. But eventually, that's the only fish I need, and I don't go fishing anymore because, unless of course I'm trying to fish in the ground like I just did, which is so silly. It's called hitting the wrong mouse button. Yes, it's getting late. I know that. I'm coming home. Look at me. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Don't worry. Let's stop by here and see what we can throw in there. Just add to what we had already thrown in there earlier in the day. So put our resources away. I'm going to be changing all of this around soon. There's our shed that's going to be built. It's right across the walkway from our beautiful seed produce shed with the sign on the door that tells us what it is. Summer forageables. There we go. Easy peasy when you put them away at the right place in the right season. And our fishing chest, and so this will all get moved, and we'll be decorating that pretty much. And it's 12:30 a.m. It is Betty by time. All right, there's our lovely Harvey already sound asleep, and let's see what we got for all of that. All right, wow, 4,400 for our produce. And let's see what we got. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Dinosaur mayonnaise was $9.60 each, and we had 3 of them. So that was the majority of that. And then we did some pretty good fishing for those few fish that we caught. Look at that. That's nice. All right, $63.78 to add. And it is now day 1 of fall in year number 2. And we've got 17,000. So, and our total funds is 345,000. So that's really great. And that matters too. So there's lots of things that matter and you don't know yet, but that's okay. I'll share it with you when it's time. I'll try not to do spoilers and spoil things for you. Oh, thank you, Harvey, for giving us a piece of advice. He says diversify or just go cranberries. Isn't that funny? I thought that was hilarious. Like, thank you, Harvey. And you can see the things that have died. The corn has stayed behind, but the other plants that we had grown, we had plants along the side there that were the, was it blueberries? I think it was blueberries. So those plants have died. So we are going to have to chop them down. Now, what I normally do on the first day of the season is make sure that everything has been planted. So I have purposely ignored my animals, the barn and coop animals, because all of this area needs to be planted and we have some work to do. Now, my new and improved hoe does something different than the old one did. If you hold it down, it does 3 spots at once. Now, when you increase that hoe quality to the other metals, eventually iridium, oh boy, wait till you see iridium. It's awesome. But this is better than hoeing 1 spot at a time. So I can hoe 3 spots at a time. And you see I went right across the sprinkler. It doesn't hoe up the sprinkler, which is awesome because it used to. So improvements always, Concerned Dave is always looking for improvements in the game. All these years later, and he's still doing it, so it's awesome. So right now it's 3 at a time, and it's really going to help us get this hoed up a lot faster. And you can see it's using energy, but I'm using less energy than I used to before. So, we're going to expand our area this season by 2 more sprinklers. So that was 8 each. That's 16 more crop that we're going to be planting. So obviously this will change. That will change as time goes on, and we can add other sprinklers. We'll get iridium sprinklers next year, and those you can put 24 crops around instead of 8. So each time, as we go along, as we're improving and planting more and and having a bigger growing area. And that's me. That's what I do. Some people don't plant crops. They just do barns and coops and whatever else you can have, and not me. That's not what I enjoy doing. I like growing my produce. I like processing it. So the preserve jars and the kegs and all of that lets me do that. So and get myself positioned so that I could hit that in the right, most efficient way. And I'm not going to take down the corn. I'm going to leave it and just let it continue to grow. I don't like where it's particularly at, especially the one up top, but that's okay. No big deal. All right, look at that. 9:50, and we have hoed up all the areas that we are going to plant. So that is fabulous. Got some coal or some clay out of it. Again, we're not using clay for anything. Oh, look at our little sweet robin. She's just working away. Appreciate her working sun up till sundown and after, actually. So I'm looking and saying, okay, what do I have? What crops do I want, and what seeds do I currently have? And I've got very few pumpkins and cranberry seeds. So what I normally do is when I plant my full planting, which you can go look at, but I always do the seeds that are going to propagate all season long on the edges. So in this case, cranberries. And I don't have enough to put cranberries on each side at this time, so I'm probably going to have to buy some. Where do we run out? We're like just a couple short. The pumpkins go in the middle, and that's my other crop that I love because pickled pumpkins, oh yeah, that's a high quality crop. And so we're going to put as many as we have, and then we're going to have to go buy the rest. So that's all I had, but you know, it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, all of those are free seeds from crops that I grew myself, so I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. It's a great thing because it cut down on how much I'm going to buy. Then I thought, you know, let's take another look here, and you know, I don't know. I was really taking a look and seeing what do I really have and what do I want to grow. And you know, I may expand that. This year I'm kind of singularly focused on making money because of all of the things that we've had to spend money on. And there is a wild plum. So I definitely have that plum in the wrong place. Looking at relationships, thinking, I wonder if Pam would like this. Oh, good. Pam doesn't hate us. So we gave something good to Pam. And as have mentioned, we are going to continue to focus on those relationships. We'll continue to try to get 8 hearts with a minimum of 5 people and preferably 10. Yeah, I think she said that to us before. So we're going to go to Pierre's and let's see what we're going to pick up here. We know we need pumpkins. I'm not 100% sure how many to buy because as the ones mature and we harvest them, then we can use those to make more seeds. So I just don't know. I think I'll start with 50 and we'll go from there. I hate spending the money on it. It drives me crazy. I don't need too many of the cranberries, so I decided to go with 10. And I thought, don't know what else we need. That's fairy seeds. Yeah, really, I'm not propagating fairy seed, the fairy plants or flowers. But we do need something around the honey if we decide to leave our honey, the beehives where they are, and I haven't decided that yet. Maybe do some egg, you know, I'm thinking I want to keep making some things that I don't have hardly any of. And so I just got 4, just getting 4 of them. And, you know, kind of to keep our miscellaneous crops growing. And I wanted to click off of those so I don't give them to somebody. And say hi to Pierre. He's always behind the counter. We miss him a lot in having conversations. So, you know, it's like today's the day I got to get everything planted. It is the first day of the season. And to me, if I don't get everything planted on that first day, it is a waste of a day, of growing day. So that's why I'm kind of focused on that, not focused on my animals and other produce and things I really would like to, but I got to get these things in the ground first. And trying to figure out where to put everything. So I knew I always put the cranberries on the edge because they're going to be there all season. And I got corn on the bottom, and it's like, okay, let's get these pumpkins in the ground. And you can see what I'm doing there actually is holding my mouse button down and running along, and that lets you plant faster. And how are we doing? We got 25 left. We'll see if we're going to be able to fill this field up, or a good part of it. It doesn't take too long this way. And here it's only 1:50. I know when I first started, it would be like, 6, 7 o'clock at night, and I was still planting. And I was like, oh, I didn't have enough. So do I want to go get more pumpkins, or do I want to grow those extras? And I'm going to go get more pumpkins. So hopefully, maybe, this will be the last year we'll have to go buy this fall seeds. We'll see. We're going to work on that. Because the more we can grow our own, the more seeds we can make of ourselves, the less we have to spend at Pierre's. So I hated that I had to do that, but that's okay. We got Robin working on that one shed, and we should be able, you've seen how quickly our money is coming back to us because of, what we're planning and processing and putting in our shipping bin. So I think we should be able to get another 15,000 pretty fast. That's only 9,000 from where we are, and you're seeing how much we're getting overnight. Although I didn't go see my animals, and I really should, but we'll see. We should, maybe we'll see. It's only 3 p.m. and all our first fall planting is almost done. And there's a train passing through Stardew Valley. Do I want to drop everything and go see that train? The last time I went up there and dropped everything, I got absolutely nothing, and I was so mad. I was thinking, I'm just going to ignore that. So, let's see if I missed any spots. I'm always overlooking, thinking, did I miss any spots? It's hard to see, actually. I thought, well, there may be some down here, especially the corn. I hate that corn being right there. I probably should have put them on the other side. So next year, we'll see. Got 11 left, and I missed a spot. Ugh, I hate that. I hate it. It's so embarrassing when I look back. It's like, you guys saw that. Nothing to see here. Move along. So what happens is, like, I plant the pumpkins, and they take X number of days to grow. And then I say, do I have enough? Oh, look at that. Hello there, Diamond. Do I have enough time to plant a whole nother crop? Sometimes I have plenty of time, so I grow a whole nother crop of the pumpkins. Well, then I have to ask myself, if I don't grow the pumpkins, what am I going to grow? And that's when I do the shorter things. Something takes 8 days or 4 days. And so that's why I was looking at that and trying to decide. That's why I get the other seeds, so I have them ready so that when it comes time and I need something that only grows in 6 days or 4 days, I already have them. I did want to show you the wild bait takes fiber, bug meat, and slime. So instead of bug meat for regular bait, it takes fiber and slime additionally. So that's why I just don't think that it's worth it to me. It just takes too many resources, whereas I just like the other bait just fine. So that's why I kind of go with that. So looking at our monies, and I'm thinking I don't have any bait. So guess what? We're going to go take our Galaxy Sword, and we're going to go get some bait. We know where to get it. It's levels 15 to, I think it's 15 to 29 in the mine. It's only 5 p.m. We have nothing better that we need to do. Our crops are already planted. And, I realized, let's don't take the hoe. Let's take the pickaxe, Dodo head. So we're going to go get some bait. We're going to go get some bug meat from the bugs and wormy things in levels 15 to 29 or whatever it is. So we need some. Let's go do it. We've got enough time to probably get a good amount of it with our really beautiful new sword, which makes life so much easier. And as I've mentioned to you a couple times, I don't know if I mentioned this episode, that Galaxy Sword that we found is until the version 1.5 of Stardew Valley. Before that, it was the best sword in the game. Sword. I'm not talking about other weapons, but it was the best sword in the game. Now there's better, and we'll see it eventually, but for a very long time, that is going to be our #1 sword. We're very happy with it. It's just amazing. So we're down here looking for bugs, and I'm not really, I'm going to hit, there's a bug flying at us. There you go. Thank you very much. And there was also stairs right there that we kind of fell into. It's kind of funny. So we're just going to really be looking around for bugs and those both these flying ones that you see and the wormy ones down here, the white worms. Slimes are just an annoyance now. If we're careful, it doesn't hurt us at all. I did bring some cave carrots just in case, but unlikely that we'll actually need them. So we're just going to walk around and get some bug meat. Thank you so much, bugs. And if I happen to see ore veins like that copper ore, a lot of times if I'm really in a rush, it's late, it's already 7:30, I'm really focusing. There's stairs right there, and I'm going to move stuff around. I'd like to see how much bug meat I've gotten. No particular reason, and foods go up there where I can munch them if I need to. So down the stairs we go, kind of no nonsense, let's just do it. And kind of rushing around. Where are the bugs? There's the bug. Oh, we got another small glow ring. I think we're up to 3 now. So we really need to take at least one of those into the Adventurer Guild and get rid of them. I just always forget. Adventurer Guild is up here by the mine. It opens at 2 p.m. and I always forget to stop by there. Oh yeah, there was a stairs right there. So again, I'm just rushing, trying to get to the bugs. And we'll get the slime out of the way so they don't hurt it. And it did hurt us. You nasty little thing. But we've got a vampire ring on that kind of pulls health from it. Oh, look at this stack of 3 of them. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Goodbye and goodbye and goodbye. And I'm just running around, I will hit a chest like that. You never know when you're going to get an artifact or something important. And I wasn't sure what kind of node this was, and it was an aquamarine. I don't think we have too many of those. So we'll go ahead and grab it, and we're going to knock this bug. And these are those little, I feel kind of guilty because those guys don't bother you unless you run into them. But I want the bug meat, so we're going to take them out. And get the weeds, and we're getting fiber, which we do need. Fiber is something that we need, and we're collecting it. We need it as a resource. And unfortunately, we also need the slime, so we'll keep it. But they're so much easier for us to hit now. One hit wonder. Whoop, yes. Remember how we used to really had to hack those guys? That sword made all that difference. So awesome. Plus our skill's going up. I don't know where it's at. Our combat skill. I'm not sure where it's at, but we're doing really good with raising it. And look at the, oops. Uh-oh, another one. And I was thinking and not paying attention on where it was. So, but you can see that our health is pretty good. So we're going to keep going for a while longer. We're only on level 19. This level last time, that whole area there where the wood boards are, it had like a ton of chests. I don't know if you all remember that. But it was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like a kid wanting to just kick stuff. And we just got them all and got a ton of stuff out of it. So I thought it was interesting that we're going down and that it hasn't refilled itself yet. It was kind of a bummer. So it was getting late. It was 11 p.m. and I thought, yeah, that's good. We've got 17 and each one makes 5. So that will help us for a while. That was good enough. That's kind of the goal that I had. And we didn't even get there until almost 6 p.m. So between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. we got a ton of bug meat that will help us with our bait problem for a while. I'm sorry you're hearing a grumbly in my voice. I really do have a little change of season thing going on there. So anyways, we're going to put all of our stuff away, all of our things that we've collected, our resources, which is really, we got quite a bit. We're going to put our glow, we've got 3 in our chest and I'm wearing 1 on my finger. So glow rings are just crazy. The very first time I ever got one was a Christmas gift. So now they're just showing up. Put everything away. I'm going to hang on to those cave carrots. I don't know why. We have better foods, but I just kind of hang on to it. And it's 11:40 p.m. Look at little Robin there working her little heart off. She's just a sweet, sweetheart. So I saw that we had some ales ready, and I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and switch those out. There we go. I know it's getting late. We're almost ready to go to bed. And we'll go pop those in our shipping bin because we need the money. We're at 6,500. And we want to get to 15,000 as soon as possible so that we could build another shed. It may take a little bit of time because we do have a lot of organization that we need to get done. So with that, it's going to be the end of our day. It's also going to be the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate those subscriptions. By the way, 8 level combat. I appreciate those subscriptions. Keep them coming. They really help YouTube like me, and they make me know I'm doing something that other people find valuable. I appreciate each and every one of you. And the most important thing, of course, is please have a wonderful rest of your day.